All right. Hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about my YMAX portfolio. And the reason being is because I want to talk about these new dividends that YMAX has introduced. As you guys know, YMAX has now gone to a weekly dividend schedule. You can see here posting fairly consistent dividends, the second last one being 22 cents. 22.7 cents, and then the other one being 22.2 cents. So we could see they're sticking to a pretty consistent marker. But what I want to talk about here today is I want to talk about YMAX, my position, how it's been trending, a lot of the underlying kind of holdings of YMAX, because YMAX is the universe of funds. It basically holds all the Yieldmax funds underneath, which consist of PayPal's Yieldmax fund, we have Disney's, Tesla, Coinbase, everything like that. So what I want to talk about is how these ones have been performing lately, and to show you how they've been performing very well. One of them as an example, MRNY, which hasn't been performing as well. But we're just going to talk all about that, my portfolio, and receiving these new dividends. So if you guys are Yieldmax investors yourselves, or you invest in YMAX like myself, please do remember to subscribe. We're up to 5,475 subscribers, growing our subscribers each and every day. So thank you very much. And if you guys do enjoy this video, give it a like. Cool. YMAX, 64% dividend at the current yield. We weren't sure if that was going to stick because we seen the first dividend being paid out, which was 22 cents, 22.7 cents. And most people here, when they seen this, they thought, oh, it was a tally of about the past month, roughly like 3 months, 22 cents for this first weekly dividend. But that's incorrect, because look at this. We have 22 cents once again being paid out for this week in September. And I don't necessarily need to go week by week. We could see here it's been fairly consistent. But what I do want to show you is I have received my first YMAX dividends for the weekly distributions. You could see here before I was making about this was, I don't have my previous ones, but what I can show you here, because I've been doing a lot of buying and selling and converting in these accounts, but you could see here 130.75 USD entered into my account. You can see the tax deducted here. So roughly about, we'll say 110 USD kind of excluding tax was given to me on a weekly basis from YMAX. And one thing to note is my average cost per share. When I look at my average cost per share, my average cost is $17.89. Or sorry, it is $17.83. I should know this. $17.83. The current share price is $17.89. That means I'm actually currently up on my position. I go to my portfolio, I'm 0.34% up while have been receiving all these dividends from YMAX and holding it over time. Sure, I've been averaging down. I've been trying to buy at the best possible points for YMAX. I was very fortunate to get in very close to this bottoming here at about 1676, something about there, and rode this all the way up. But these dividends, these new weekly dividends, are a pretty big game changer. I'm really liking it. You could see here my cash is building. Every week I'm going to be gaining more and more cash. You can see my current Canadian balance just crossed over $15,000, which is awesome. Our time's going to stay like this. It's not necessarily certain, but of course, I'm going to be putting all this US cash to use. Now, what I do want to talk about is I do want to talk about YMAX, how it's been performing, and the underlying stocks, because as you know, YMAX is the universe of funds. It holds all these Yieldmax investments, which GOY, NFLY, you could see all these Yieldmax investments all in one fund. And it's great because it's well diversified. In terms of, this is Disney, the entertainment sector. We're going to the next, Tesla, tech. You have as well MSTR, which is healthcare. So you can see here how it's kind of all over the place. But what I want to show you here is how these stocks, these ETFs, these Yieldmax ETFs have been performing over the last month. Sure, their underlying stocks have been going up, but look at Dizzo, not Lizzo. You could see here it went from 15.27 all the way up to 16.27. That's $1 increase in a month. That's pretty good. We're also looking at TSOY. TSOY in the past month has been doing very good. Sure, all time it's been a little rocky, but this past month it's been doing very good. Every Yieldmax ETF that does good contributes to the success of YMAX, which is what we're ultimately investing in, or myself, what I'm investing in. Now let's go to the next one. PYPY, PayPal. PayPal has also done very well over the past month. It's had areas and days where it's gapped up pretty sizable, but I do think that PYPY, the Yieldmax version, has kept up very nicely with the underlying stock. The last one that I want to talk about is actually Coin, which is Coinbase. I'm not showing you Coney, I'm showing you Coinbase. The reason being is because in the past month, well, let's look at the past 6 months to give you perspective. You could see that Coinbase has dropped from roughly a $265 stock, and it dropped to all the way to about, we go to a more recent time here, a $155 stock. So $260 stock all the way down to a $155 stock. Now you can see here in the past month, it has been on a really great rally, $150 all the way up to $191. This is great news if you are a coin or Coney investor. Coney is going to be paying out hopefully some good dividends because of the past month, but this increase in Coinbase is once again contributed, you guessed it, to YMAX. And if this continues to rise, coin continues to rise, we're going to continue to see a small rise in YMAX due to that. Every rise we see in Dizzo, TSOY, Misty, PYPY, and Coinbase, any of these Yieldmax underlying stocks, underlying ETFs, we are going to see that into YMAX. And really, what do I see right now? I do think that we're at a pretty high time in the market. That's why I have SPY up here. You could see we're pretty much approaching all-time highs, if not at all-time highs. And so one thing to think about is that you have to keep an eye for corrections, and you have to keep cash available for corrections and be able to take advantage of those opportunities. I think YMAX correlates very well with the overall market, and that's why I look to hold it and I look to gain dividends. Now I gain weekly dividends. That's fantastic. But I never want to just think, oh, YMAX is going to trend up. The market trends up and the market trends up, and in periods where people think it's trended up way too fast for too long, people sell. And when they sell, YMAX is going to fall and all these underlying stocks are going to fall. So you have to keep your eye out. But one example of this are mRNA. It's the underlying stock for mRNY. mRNA is healthcare. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like, yeah, some kind of healthcare company. I don't know much about it. This is a Yieldmax ETF, which you could see has fallen significantly in the past month, and over the past 6 months has trended from a $20 stock all the way down to an $8 Yieldmax ETF, which is extremely poor in terms of capital return. That's a loss of over 50% in under a year. But you can see here, there's a lot of great examples of where, sure, in the long term, it looks like the stock trends down, but look, a lot of these ETFs are paying extremely high dividend yields, and those dividend yields, like we see in YMAX, are slowly working to offset those capital gain losses. So this was just a video to show you all the gains of the underlying stocks which YMAX holds and how they've been performing very well, just to show you my portfolio and give you an update on these weekly dividends, as I'm sure we're going to be receiving more. I'll keep you guys updated, and the new dividend which came in at 22.2 cents. So if you guys did enjoy, please do remember to subscribe up to 5,475 subscribers. I will see you guys in the next video, and enjoy your Sunday. Have a great day.